Hey guys, welcome back to another episode from UDCYD. This video is broken down into two parts, so do stay tuned. In today's video, we'll further seek to assist you into solidifying your business idea by touching on Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how they directly link to everyday consumerism, as well as how individuals, businesses, and big corporations use these needs as a marketing guideline in order to meticulously create advertisements of goods and services that are so appealing to the regular Joe, which is 90% of the world's population, into submission. So why is this important? We'll get back to this, but firstly, let's touch on Maslow. So what is Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Basically, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a theory in psychology. It argues that there are 5 stages of human needs that motivate our behavior. So from a business perspective, when these needs are in a deficit, this is where businesses, individuals, and big corporations get to play with our psyche. Right? So in simple terms, he was more interested in learning about what makes people happy and the things they do to achieve that aim. So he believed that in order for people to be the best that they can be and all that they can be, they have to meet their basic needs first, which includes the need for food, safety, love, and self-esteem. So in this video, we're just going to look at the first stage and then just dive right into it. For this discussion, I'll be using the Tinder Swindler as an example, and you will see how, after reading the slides, how it all ties together. So the first stage is physiological needs, and these are the most basic, such as food, water, clothing, sex, and breathing, that are vital to our survival. So if you look at these from a business perspective, you can see how they have expanded over time, and how there are countless products or services available at this stage or aimed at this specific stage that are targeting those needs. And I'll use masks as an example. So when COVID hit, we were all instructed to wear masks. Even though it jeopardizes our breathing capabilities, it's meant to protect us from the virus, right? So just imagine how much money is being made, because most people are still wearing masks, over a small piece of woven cloth that fits directly over our nose and mouth per person per month. And if you're like myself and go through masks like toilet paper, then you know how much money people are actually spending just buying masks. Anyway, this example is to demonstrate how individuals, businesses, and big corporations capitalize on our very basic needs each day. So how does this benefit you? Basically, well, when you know the basic needs of people, it's easier to place your business idea and find your niche within that equation. So I won't go through all of the needs in this discussion, but instead use the Tinder Swindler as an example into how our needs can easily be a weakness and opportunity for others to take advantage of for their own profitable gains. So when you understand what motivates people into buying that Gucci bag, or taking trips to Bali for the gram, or simply creating a profile on Tinder, you are then in a position to better understand the needs of your potential customers in whichever business niche you choose, as I mentioned earlier. If I lost you there, let's go back in time when people still lived in caves. They had much fewer needs and wants as compared to now. All they were motivated to do at the time was to find a suitable shelter to protect them from the weather and wild animals, hunt for food, and find clean water. And when loneliness kicked in, they went out seeking companions or mating partners, which eventually led them to building communities. So as time progressed and the minds of people expanded, people started to migrate and began building structures which turned into villages, and the rest is history. And here we are today, living in megacities with technology so advanced, we'll soon all be buying and selling our goods and services virtually in the metaverse. But until that time comes, we have to rely on the resources that we have at present. So as you can see, we have evolved and progressed much faster than usual in this century, and this progression has directly altered our wants and needs as well. So in my opinion, I think we've become a very needy generation, which can also be a weakness and an easy target, where material wealth even more than ever defines our place in society. So if you've watched the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, you will see how one man devises the perfect plan into scamming his way into the elite club, or so he thought. His business model was simple. He created a persona of a very successful person and utilized social media for his grand scheme, or should I say his grand scam. So how did he do it? So I'm just going to give you a quick summary. Apart from the work that he had to do on himself to look the part, he also had the resources to play the part, right? He simply created a profile on the famous app in which you call Tinder, uploaded his images and videos that would showcase his wealth while dining at the finest restaurants, driving fast cars, wearing the finest brands, and flying in private jets, for example. He then started swiping on the women that he matched with. So how does this relate to our topic? Well, it's easy. On his mission, he met the needs of these single women. He would wine and dine them, sleep with them, take them on exotic trips and excursions, and even have them visit expensive apartments for the promise of cohabitation. Right? So you can imagine what was going through the minds of these women. They thought they found the perfect man. He met Maslow's hierarchy of needs at the first 4 stages. So he planted the idea of the 5th stage of self-actualization in their minds. And in this example, from the victim's perspective, the women, they all thought they had found the perfect man and their life was set in stone and would never have to work a day in their life again. So in summary, he portrayed himself as someone who had made it very well in life, courted these women, and then started borrowing large sums of money from them. So in the minds of these women, they thought, he's flying on private jets, he's taking me out, sure, I'll give him the money easily. But as I said, that's for another topic. But he managed to con them out of a lot of money because they thought, well, this guy's rich already, his father owns a diamond business, we'll get our money back real soon. But obviously he would write fake checks and escape, and then go on to target his next victim, right? So obviously until the law caught up with him. But anyway, there's a lesson to be learned here. First, please don't create businesses that are intended to scam others, but instead use that knowledge of Maslow's hierarchy of needs to understand what motivates people, right? In order to determine where your business niche or idea falls into Maslow's equation. To create, for example, your marketing plan or your plan of action around those needs in order to turn emotional responses into customers who will then buy your goods and services and hopefully grow and expand your business. So, as I said, your needs can also be a weakness for these big corporations to pry on them. So let's look at love and belonging, for example, and the Tinder example. So let's just say you're a single woman, you have your house, you have your car, you pretty much set, you're independent and everything, but you get lonely. And what do? You sign up for an account on Tinder. That's where Simon comes in and, well, pries on you and takes advantage of you, And let's look at Zoom, for example. During COVID, people couldn't visit their families and whatnot, so they had to rely on Zoom. These are products and services created to meet those needs from a business perspective, right? And then you have self-esteem. So what will make you feel confident? What will make you feel good about yourself? Like, is it wearing fancy clothes, getting that degree, having the perfect family, going to the gym, looking physically fit, and so forth? And lastly, self-actualization. So if you look at Elon Musk, he's a great example. He started PayPal, and then he moved on to Tesla, to SpaceX, and now he wants to build a community on the moon. So for him, he's already past all those 4 stages of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and he's trying to be his best self, find his higher self, find peak experiences for his personal growth. So as I said, when you discover the needs and wants of your customers in business, you are then in a better position to understand how to go about things. Please, as I said, don't con people, don't scam them and whatnot. So This has been a great session. So if you haven't watched the Tinder Swindler, go check it out on Netflix or read about it, and you can see how what I'm saying is directly linked to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and how our basic of needs can be seen as weaknesses and make us easy targets. So thanks for listening, and do check out our next video coming soon, as we just touch up on what is import, what is export, and move on from there. Thank you very much. If you like what UDCYD has to offer, do subscribe, hit that like button, and leave your comments down below, and see you next time. Take care.